Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the promo pictures for episode 5 season 2 of The Last of Us. But before that, remember to like the video, it helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada. Let's get to it. The first still we see is of the Seraphites, or Scars. They are the religious cult that is fighting the WLF in Seattle. They are in the woods, they are looking for someone. In the teaser trailer for next week's episode, we saw them hanging a WLF soldier, most likely trying to get information out of him. They view the WLF as sinners. They don't follow the ways of the Prophet. The Prophet was the leader of the Scars until she died, but her teachings are still being followed. Basically, to not use technology and live off the land. The Prophet also said that the cordyceps brain infection was punishment for humanity's sins, and a second chance for them to redeem themselves, so to live off the land and all that nonsense. The WLF does not do this. They clearly still use technology, so of course these two factions would be warring with one another. I'm curious if they will ever bring up what started the conflict, because in the last episode Isaac mentioned how a truce was broken at some point. So the two groups did coexist for a while. It may be one of those things that nobody really knows what started it. It's just when you have two people with very different points of view, things like this are bound to happen. In the next shot, we see Dina and Ellie, and Dina looks pissed. With Ellie in the background, we can't really tell because she's blurred, but she looks kind of like, oh damn, Dina's pissed. I think they're talking to somebody they know from Jackson. With Dina in the front, must be someone she knows pretty well. Because if it were like Tommy, for instance, Ellie would be in the front and Dina in the back. So my guess is that it's Jesse. He and Dina have had an on-again, off-again relationship. Jesse cares for both of the two and doesn't want to see them hurt. Remember that the two left without getting permission from the council. Jesse is kind of like the cavalry, backup for their revenge mission. I'm curious if he got permission or not from the council as well, or if he just did what they did, just take off in the middle of the night. In the next still, we see Nora. She was part of Abby's crew who killed Joel in the second episode. Episode 4 ends with Ellie and Dina heading towards Lake Hill, where Nora is at. Ellie and Dina learned this because they stole a WLF radio. Nora is the first real lead they have gotten on finding Abby. We see Nora has her hands up, and in the trailer we see her running and going down an elevator shaft. We also see Ellie in the same elevator shaft, so it's safe to assume Ellie has a gun on her, probably asking where Abby is. Now from the trailer, we don't see Dina going down the elevator, so maybe after they link up with Jesse, Jesse takes her back to the movie theater, their base of operations. We know Dina is pregnant, and Jesse, being the father, probably does not want her running around fighting off infected and people. So this may be an Ellie solo mission. The next still we get is of Ellie in the basement, staring at an infected. So from the trailer, we know that this infected produces spores. Spores were a big thing in the game, and this will be the first time it is introduced in the TV show. So basically, when people breathe in these spores, they start coughing, and then they become infected. The only places where spores like this can exist are very dark and damp rooms, so like basements. So spores can't exist in a room with higher elevation where the sun's coming in. Anyways, this is a very dangerous thing. It's like a sneak attack to spread the virus more. Ellie won't be affected because she is immune. But we know that Nora is down here as well, and she will totally be affected by it. The only way she can survive down here is if she has some kind of gas mask. And that is pretty much it for the stills. What did you think of them? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more Last of Us content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.